Hello, Rama Pupud. Hope all are in good health, feeling wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with devotee Logamal. Logamal, like the other cooks, was totally overwhelmed by her very first darshan of Bhagavan in the 1930s. Just one look from him was enough for her to surrender to him completely. When she was a young girl, her uncle, a holy and pious man, initiated her to the Panchakshara mantra, the five holy syllables, Om Namah Shivaya. From childhood, her attention was on God. Lokamal became a child widow and was therefore shunned and ignored by both family and society. Her only friend in village was Tenamal, also a widow. The two of them would exchange information and about spirituality. Tenamal, who had been to Arunachala and had met Bhagavan, would constantly narrate incidents about Bhagavan. Logamal began to wonder, will I also not go to Bhagavan and sit at his holy feet? But she belonged to an affluent family who did not allow her to do so. Her prayers fell on deaf ears. Could God ignore her sincere prayers? One day, her woman, pointing to a newspaper, told Logamal, Hey, Logamal, your saint in Arunachala is no more. Logamal was heartbroken and wept continuously. However, what the lady was referring to was the news of Sheshatri Swami dropping his body. Soon after this, when she was alone one day, Logamal had the vision of Bhagavan walking in her direction and calling out to her. She pleaded with her brother to take her to Arunachala, and finally he relented. She accompanied some ladies who were going on a pilgrimage to Tirupati, a place close to Arunachala. When she reached Arunachala, like the other women in those days, Lohamal too had to stay in town. Those were the days when the ashram served only rice gruel or coffee instead of the idlis served today. On the very first day, when she went into the ashram, Bhagavan called out to her, Here they serve only rice gruel or coffee. Which do you prefer? Immersed in Bhagavan, she answered, Whatever it is all the same. Saying this, she followed him into the kitchen because she had decided to be in his physical presence. In the kitchen, she assisted Bhagavan while he cooked. While in the hall, she would sing melodious Vedantic Tamil songs, which Bhagavan appreciated. Logamal was well known for her singing. Bhagavan would tell her to sing one song or the other. In the meanwhile, the group of women returned from Tirupati, and this meant that she too had to go back to her family. As she was about to take leave of Bhagavan, he asked her very affectionately, Are you going away? Logamal was moved to the core. Bhagavan gave her a copy of Upadesa Saram. Logamal cried endlessly. She told Bhagavan, but for you, I have no one of my own to hold on to. My relatives are cruel to me. I do not want to leave, but they are all compelling me to. I pray that somehow you will pull me towards your holy feet. I will remain a slave at your feet. Please shower your grace on me. Bhagwan looked at her very compassionately for a long time, and that look remained with her. The look that he gave the lady cooks in the first darshan captivated all of them. He bestowed on them his personal affection. What is marvelous about Bhagavan is that although he had so many devotees, he gave unique individual attention to each one of them. He also gave each of these five women a book so that they could be elevated to the highest spiritual state. To Santamal and Logamal, he gave Upadesa Saram. To Sankaramal, he gave Kaivalya Navanidam. And to Subbalashmi Amal, he gave Ribhu Gita. Sampurnamal got a copy of Who Am I? Ultimately, he gave each one of them the opportunity to experience the truth of I am in the heart. Bhagavan dragged Logamal back to him. She tore herself away from her family and started cooking at the ashram. This is something that Bhagavan appreciated. One day, when he came into the kitchen, he noticed that the sambar was boiling and he asked Logamal, "Is it still on the fire?" To which Logamal replied, "Yes, it has to boil further." Bhagavan replied, "Only Logamal appreciates me and listens to me. She makes sure that the sambar is completely boiled. Everyone else, in their haste to complete the cooking, prepares food that is half cooked." Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppodu.